deaths have been rising. First it was 400, actually first it was 100, and then it was 400, then 500. Now we have 648 deaths according to various agencies, and the US trying to crumble their economy. Any country that does business with Iran, when they will come to do business with America, will face a 25% tariff. So that is the barrier, that is what the United States of America has imposed on Iran. And not only so, just before a couple of days ago, last week, we've seen the arrest, the capture, the kidnapping. If you would, there's many terms I could use out of the dictionary, but it was very aggressive, it was cruel. They have captured the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and it has caused a power vacuum throughout the entire world. I want your observations regarding Iran and the situation in Venezuela.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank for having me here once again. Now we are actually in a turmoil. The world is in actually a turmoil where we are observing the extreme power politics of the United States, and Iran was not an exception to be a victim. It was in the target of the United States way before than the recent issue. Okay, and Venezuela, Donald Trump has always claimed that he wants to have all the oils from in the entire world, that he wants to own Greenland, that he wants to actually just, it's not to colonize but to actually keep the power in the hand. As far as Iran is concerned, Iran is one of the targets of United States, and it's not for the past couple of years. I would say it was way before the Islamic Revolution that took place in 1979, because if we look at the Islamic Revolution in 1979, before the revolution, Iran was in a mess. There were situations of hunger, there were poverty, there were famine, there were corruption, and many more things. Everyone thought that after the revolution, Iran will be turned out into a new leaf. But Iran turned out to be a new name of captivation, because people newly captivated themselves. The Iranian government, that is the government of Khamenei from the 1979, and the way people have been captured, they are not even able to get out of that surroundings even now. Okay, and that's where the United States always eye to take advantage of the conflicts. If you look at not Iran, not Venezuela, Venezuela's abduction of Maduro, it's just a recent issue, but the United States government were interfering way long before, because there were intense situations, there were conflicts among the countries. If you look at Iran, how this situation escalated to this far, it was not because of the intervention of United States, but because of their own situations. If you look at that, there are over 40% inflation going on in Iran. Why people and protesters have come out to the street? Because they are unable to meet the daily needs. See, from time and time, the external powers, that is the West powers, that is the European allies, and many have tried to break Iran. But no external forces were actually able to exercise this break in Iran. It's the break, it's the drift among the people. It's the people who, if you look at, you will look the demographic dividend of Iran, that is the 60% of Iranian population are young. So they didn't witness any revolution, they didn't witness the corruptions, they didn't witness any ideology, they didn't actually were a part of all the the changes. They are the change. They want to bring the change here about. That's why they have come back in the street. And how the protest has been intensified, it is because of the ICE who killed Good.
Rene Good in
Rene Good.
Yes.
You know, there is a slogan in Iran that is ICE left for good. Leave IC for good. See, a very an allegorical term that we very often encounter in world politics.
Right.
So it's not just about the interference of the United States, it's about the internal conflict that the Iranians are facing, the inflation, the costly life expenses, that is their basic needs. They are being deprived of their basic needs. So it's no external forces are needed now to create a drift in Iran. It's the drift, it's the problems, it's the conflict of the government, of the people itself.
Correct.
But if we witness that, see, there were such mass protests in the Iran before. If you look at in the 2009 election, if you look at in 2010, if you look at 2019, there were way more revolutions, there were way more protests.
Right.
In back past 3 years ago, when Masa Amini was killed,
The entire country was forced towards
entire
protest.
country was on the street. More than 20,000 people were arrested. More than 500 people were killed. However, Iran were successfully managed the situation, and Iran is going to do that now. If you look at the news of today's morning, that Iran is planning to settle down, and Iran has not taken a drastic step against the common people. It has taken the minimal step
Right.
to control the people. Why? Because Iran is taking lessons from the countries, from the revolutions around it.
Well, of course, in not only so, in the last 2-3 years, we've seen Gen Z hosted